Good day. Greetings, Jedi traders. David here of TradingFibs.com to bring you the daily trend for this whopping relentless start to March 1st. It is week 9, day 3 to 2017. Welcome if this is your first time watching the videos. As always, please seek financial advisement when trading with your money. These videos are for educational purposes only to support your knowledge in the market. See what was going through my head on any given day. Always make sure you have a solid trading plan and always manage your stop when placing a trade. Well, I am just speechless, but this has been a relentless market as we continue to move. Bottom line, as I brought up, let me bring this up before we start getting going here. There it is, technical momentum outlook for week 9. If you scroll down, as posted on the weekend, to the bottom line, there it was. This is a tough one to swallow, but until the market shows evidence of distribution, there is only one trend at this point, and that trend continuing to break more highs as we saw on week 9, day 1, and once again, week 9, day 3. And after POTUS Trump delivered his address to Congress last night, all it took was the London Open to get that market flying upstairs. So super rally upside to all-time highs again on post-Trump address. The YM and ES leading the way, NQ lagging slightly behind and leaving a serious open gap. Let's just pull up that open gap right away to take a look at it. There she is. All new all-time highs. We'll go ahead and move that up a little bit here as the NQ actually finished a little higher here around 5,400, but some serious open gaps on the ES and the YM, not as much on the NQ as I just mentioned. NQ lagging somewhat behind. All right, VIX closing out here. VIX closing out here at 1254, so that being upside, and our core sector list 22 in the green and 3 in the red. All right, we'll go over some of the economic data as we do each morning. Pre-market trend. Just want to go ahead and poke out some of those numbers here as some of the econ highlights for today, with the VIX down this morning. And as you can see here, nice picture of our top row indices, 6J, 6E, and the gold crude on the left. We're here we go in the red, and we're uptrend on the bottom. That's the way we want to see it. Well, it didn't exactly show that evidence all day. So as the indices continue to roll up higher, got a little concerned that we were in a little bit of divergence, as not all charts here usually run together. But it was the NQ and a choppy pre-market, pre-Globex early session as the POTUS Trump was speaking. Asian session, choppy, not really a time to get in. It was the London Open that finally moved upside. Little bit of pre-market trend actually on the NQ, but sitting above VWAP, and there were the levels we were looking at: 81, 53.90, and 54.21. And why not give it a nice out there number? And 5400 was really the line that we finished at today. Downside again, not really pointless now to bring up those numbers. Let's quickly take a look at that NQ. Where's that NQ pre-market? There she was. So again, looking upstairs here, really looking at the 53.80, 53.90 up here. Didn't really 5,400, another tag of 10 points up, but that was nice on the NQ. Again, anything to the downside. Obviously, we got plenty of levels downside to look at. ES, similar picture, choppy at first Asian session, then uptrend in the London session. Uptrend market starting from the get-go on the ES and the YM. We were looking at 87, 91, and 06, and it was the 2,400. So somewhere in that pocket there. On the upside levels, let's take a look at the ES pre-market. There we are. 23.90 upstairs, and as the market session moved on to the upside, 24.06 was the upper level I was looking at, but as I realized from a reputable source of a tweet on the fact that SPX had 12,000 calls today for options expiry at 2,400 seemed to be a reliable number that the market was going to run. And I said, hey, if we're going to, might as well run to 2390. We might as well go tag probably that 2,400. But hey, unless the trend is there, we're not going there, but we did get there. So pre-market trend, again, painting a picture for both sides being ready in both directions. It's exactly where we end. So there we are, record high again as the market just relentless pushes to the upside. Personal income was up, ISM manufacturing, crude on build, and modest to moderate pace on the beige book. Snapchat IPO out today, post-market, as really everything in the market was all about to the upside. Post-POTUS Trump address, euphoria continues. All right, so let's go ahead and bring up some of those fascinating charts that we were looking at as last night. Asian session, Globex paint a picture here before today's trend. Price action, solid Heikin Ashi bars, 534 in sync, 50 above 144. We're looking for the standard setup of direction, momentum, and trend. HA bars, guys, Heikin Ashi bars, anything else that can support your trend studies. If you're not watching HA bars, you're watching candles, make sure you get some kind of trend momentum that shows price action is moving in a same direction. I'm not much of a fan of RSIs. I don't really believe in overbought, oversold, because price action can, as we'll see here on the AD lines, was at the extreme today, yet we still continued to push higher. So, hey, first comment in the trading room was today almost, hey, are we going higher? Are we going higher? And I said, well, we can go in either direction. Let's just watch the charts and see where it goes. So there it is, Asian session. Pre-POTUS address, price action up to the Globex high, nice move, gives a pullback just after the right prior to the speech, and eventually once price action started getting choppy, but the GC 6J and 6E Euro gave you a little bit of a chance of a move upside. All right. Clear out the waves, overnight session, you wake up, or you got into the pre-market, price action already in a move here. This was the picture I wanted to see. You got charts to the downside, you got the indices to the upside, looking good. YM is already in a move from the Globex session, POTUS speaks. There we go, trend up. ES is also upside, nice move, trending upside, 50 above 144. And pretty much all three together, NQ, YM, and ES all upside. All right, so first move out of the pocket as we roll through the session. We'll skip around here on the indices a little bit, but NQ makes a move upside, and you notice the first thing, that's right, AD line hits 90, and you say to yourself, whoa, price action might stall. That's exactly what the NQ did. Had a little stall on price action there and pulled back. AD line once again makes another move up to the 75 line. Once again, NQ pulls back a little bit. AD line again up to the 75. Holds. AD line 3 times, and actually a fourth that we'll go ahead and show you here in a couple minutes, but unable to break the 75 here is getting my point across that the AD line, the advancers decliners, might not have been pushing up, but definitely price action on NQ was in trend. Continue upside on the HA bars that we'll see here in a moment. You ride the trend, you manage up as best as you can. We'll take a look at those setups today and see how they would have worked out, or where you would have looked for a re-entry. So let's pull up the ES today, as that was the charts really I was following there, besides the YM. ES post 45 minutes. You have your Globex trend already in play. You have a pullback here at the open. You jump in, solid body, tail up. Why not? That's the setup. That's the core setup. You don't have to question it. That's it. You take it. You ride it up. You get your first contract off, and you ride it from there on a runner, and you manage up. ES post 45 minutes, running up. Runs it up to 23.91, first MML level after a pullback. Again, an opportunity for either bail out or manage the trade by bringing your stop up to the swing size. If you bail out, you got yourself another setup. So you re-enter 23.91, first level that we were watching. So there we are, post. We're running up to 23.91 after a post 30-minute and 45-minute run, all the way up to the Euro close. Price action still maintaining upside, so we're running upside. Again, we know that the price eventually came up here to 2,400, so you're using the swing lows as a management tool. ES continues to ride it out, and eventually all the way up. AM session close, price action through, swing size low, I apologize. Swing size low here as price action continues in trend, and ES eventually makes its way up to 2400. As you can see, the MML levels and all the way up here, tags it and pretty much holds there for the session. Again, the key identifier here, 5144 holds above the VWAP. Price action, Heikin-Ashi bars, keeps you in trend. All right, NQ with a similar picture here today. Let's one of the concerns here, well, let's go ahead and show you that NQ AM session close again here. Morning session, a little bit challenging here, but again, price action in between the 51.44. You might have just held off from that. Once price action broke above, there's your major trend. That was the more solid setups as we ran it all the way up on the MMLs. And at some midpoint here in the session, as I mentioned before, this a little disconcerting where GC, 6J, and 6E all running in trend in the green is the same in indices. Someone's got to give, and what just happened to be the top row that's pulled back some, and eventually the bottom row to pull back at the end. All right, so where do we close out? Let's take a look at the ES again. There were the key moves to the upside again. Nice move here. Forgot to draw an arrow on this second move here, but again, nice move. You could have taken the pullback. You had plenty of distance between the 51.44 and the cloud here to give you a nice move towards the close. So amazing run up. You keep managing up at the swing sides. I know not every day looks like this. It's a beautiful trend. Many trend studies look the same, but easy to, once you're on, if you're trading the ES, to manage on the way up. And I use the word easy with some understanding of that you need to know where price action is, where your management tool is as far as stops are concerned. All right, YM again, nice solid trend upside. Here was the market open, a little bit of a pullback, re-entry upside. Again, you're not taking the counter trend. You get back in with the solid trend upside, and then price action breaks to the downside. You're not entering like on any of these here. Price action breaks under the cloud. Open down here 92 and closing upside at 86. NQ again, we spoke this morning. I use this with the dash line. Again, you might have taken the counter trend trades here with a little bit of caution. You might have been stopped out. You might have even taken a loss, but you got yourself back in above the cloud. You rode it up. You managed it. Maybe you bailed here. Got back in. Solid body tail up. Pulls back. Solid body tail up. Again, you're dealing with upper levels here. You might have gotten in here, a scalp. You might have taken a loss if you didn't get your first contract off, but you got back in, even perhaps here at the end as price action broke below the 51.44. But the reason I indicate the moves to the upside is those were the higher probability setups with the 51.44 sitting above the VWAP. And the gold, nice move on the gold to the downside, sweep, and back upside. All right, so taking a look at the daily gaps as we did here, nice price action. We have our new highs, AD lines again. We saw the sweeping moves here as the YM dumping here a little bit on post-market here, but NQ for the most part, there it is, holding to the 75, holding to the 75. S&P 380, really not pushing any of those upper levels, so market action really not going anywhere. And then last hour and the NYSE, again, holding out up here at the highs. You got to appreciate the fact that market action really not going to push up any higher if that AD line can't get up any higher as well. All right, screen share. There it is. We went through the main key charts. GC, taking a look at the crude. I believe crude was to the downside. So much excitement there on the indices and gold there. That price action on the crude just pretty much took a side seat there to the side. A nice little pocket here with all three charts in red. Stopped out there if you had your stop at break even. VWAP and another opportunity, but pretty much stuck to the Globex range. 6J again on a wild ride there overnight as price action for the most part held downside after the POTUS Trump address to Congress, and then price action with the AM session very choppy on the downside, but eventually a nice move back upside here mid-session towards or around the euro close. 6E again, a little choppy here inside the Globex session, a little bit smoother overnight. Price action to the downside, 51.44. Price action right up to the Globex high. There it was in the Asian session, and apologize. And then there we are. Midnight open. Price action holding downside. Very choppy through the London. And then a pocket of opportunity here as the 6E opened up. And then really the best trend of the day here around 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. to the upside. All right, so where do we sit right now? Again, took a little extra time to point out these trends because a lot of times you can obviously hear the posts out there. How can we be at these highs? It doesn't make sense. It's not logical. Jedi traders, it doesn't have to be logical. It doesn't have to make sense. The key is follow the charts, follow the trends, watch the 5144s. I'm not saying every single setup will be a winner, but at least you got yourself a trade management tool to keep you in the trend if you get in and you hold on. All right, so where are we headed for tomorrow as we wrap this up? Taking a look at the bigger picture, NQ holding to the upside here around 5,400. Any move upside, I will watch for the 15-minute. Look to 54.19 up to 29 for the overnight move. Any pullback tomorrow, we'll start to look down to 51, down to 53.12. But we'll look at the 15-minute chart in the morning session prior to the open, all the way down to 53.32 would be my first level that I would be looking at on the NQ. Taking a look at the ES 60-minute here and the core setup. His price action still holds above 51.44 cloud. Major support resistance still down here 23.12. Major 23.75. Before we get back down there, 60-minute down to 23.59. But before we get there, the ES holding up here at the highs. We'll watch for the 75 pullback. You got to lose that 23.90 support first. So 75 all the way down to 59. We have a 60-minute and a 15-minute chart in sync. That's a good thing before a 15-minute reset. So we'll see how the overnight session holds up. And lastly, 60-minute, 15-minute on the YM as we push new numbers to the upside. Amazing run on the YM, 21,250. We'll have a reset on those 4-hour charts tonight, so make sure you check out those new numbers tomorrow. But YM, 60 minutes, holding upside here. Amazing run. Look for the pullback here to 938 first and 781 downside. Still to the upside if we're moving up higher. Look to 21,250. All right, economic data for tomorrow. Taking a look at the economic calendar. We got jobless claims out. We have Fed speaker in the evening, so a little bit light on the menu as it was here today. And then Friday, we're leading in to multiple Fed speakers. And as we roll out Snapchat IPO making the news. All right, what a day history-wise. Market continues in a relentless trend, but that pretty much wraps up today's daily trend and technical momentum outlook for the indices and those key futures markets that we watch in the trading room each day. Feel free to stop by at tradingfibs.com or any of my social media outlets to obtain more information. My trading mantra, one simple strategy, any market, any chart, any time frame will keep you disciplined. You can find me every day on Twitter at TradingFibs. And as always, I leave the crystal ball to the experts. I only watch what's in front of me and on my charts. And as always, leave your bias at the door when trading. Guys, range bars aren't the only kind of charts you can be watching. You can pull up a 1-minute chart. Let me go ahead and pull that up for you here. As you can see, trend, even on a 1-minute chart, 51.44, you have a 270 SMA. Multitude of trading styles when it comes to trends, but you got price action to the upside. You're holding up as long as you can. I use the HA bars. They say enough as to, or they tell me enough information. What does it mean to look like to remain in the trend? Hey guys, if you like these charts, if you're interested in more information and joining us, our community of like-minded traders seeking those highest probability setups, feel free to email me, David at tradingfibs.com. You may join us on any Thursday or Friday to view the live chart setups as they happen in the trading day. If I've forgotten anything, I'll be sure to tweet it out. Otherwise, have yourselves a Blue Zone day wherever you may be. I have no idea where we're going tomorrow. All I can tell you is I'll be ready in both directions. Mother Trend is in control for now. Be ready for a pullback. Be ready for the catalyst. Whatever that may be ready to even go higher. Just make sure you have a good, solid trade management tool. Use the HA bars to give you the entry and to manage in the trend. Hey guys, good day, good night, and good trading to you once again. Peace out.